Hi guys, it's me again. Today is the 27th day of me doing this. Um, you know what? Today was an interesting day. In my sociology class, we were sitting around doing vocab-ish things about, like, the founders of sociology. And this one girl sitting next to me was reading what me and my friends referred to as 50 Shades of Poorly Written Smut Fic, which is 50 Shades of Grey. But she was reading like the second book in the series or whatever. And I was sitting there like, you're reading that in class, where, a teacher can walk up to you, look at the book, realize what you are reading, and take it away because you are too young to be reading that. So I think it's like 18 plus, or on the fic site where it was originally posted, it was rated M, which is like 17 and a half to 18 plus. Because it started its life off as a Twilight fanfiction. Edward and Bella, sorry, I combine their names sometimes, it's weird. Then, okay, so she's reading it, and she's sitting next to me, and like, nope, you have that, and I have my awesome book, which doesn't want to come out right now. I have this, which is basically about vampires. Except, the good kind that don't sparkle in the sun and look like fairies. So my sociology teacher came up and he's like, so, what are you reading? Then he picked up, he's like, nope, I'm keeping this. You will get it back at the end of the day. Then he walks over to me, he's like, so what are you reading? I'm like, here, this is my book. I don't tend to like to tell people what it's about because I don't want to mess up the story for them or anything. And I'm only like 7-10 pages in. So I'm like, you may read the back. In the back, the last sentence is, vampires never entered her mind until they found her. Best, ending sentence for the, little chunk, the description thing at the back. I love it. But yeah, it's like, not only is 50 Shades of Grey originally a poorly written fanfiction, a poorly written smut fanfiction about BDSM, mind you, but it's also a horrible misrepresentation of the community. I mean, yeah, my friends at school have already heard this, but it's okay, I'm gonna get on a different topic soon. Because the way the book portrays it is, it's all about getting, smacked around, and it's all about creepy older men with, teenagers or something. That's not what, I'm not into it, but I have some friends that are, or that know people that are, and they get so offended by the book, it's not even funny. It's like, see, how can I put it without me sounding like a jerk? Okay, you know what? It's like someone misrepresenting the LGBTQ community. It's not okay. People misrepresenting the LGBTQ add a couple extra letters from the alphabet because, I don't know, because it's LGBTQ, lesbian, lesbian, gay, bi, transgender, queer, or questioning. I know there are 2 more letters, but I don't know what it is. But honestly, the BDSM community isn't all about getting smacked around for the hell of it. There's more. Yes, there's a power play, but there also has to be, common respect, and common trust, and everything's consensual. unlike what the book makes it seem. There is what they call consensual non-consent. That probably makes no sense, but it's like some people have some odd fantasies, and yeah, people in the community say no. And like during a scene or during punishment or whatever, they will say no. But it won't stop until they say the safe word. And their safe word is there if, they don't like where it's going at all, if they're in too much pain, if their, if their partner doesn't realize what situation they've gotten them into. So, people in that community will say no, but they understand that it will not be taken as a stop what's happening thing until they utter their safe word, whatever that may be. So now that I'm done with that rant, I'm sorry, I enjoy ranting sometimes. The next one is about dumb people in my drama class. You guys are going to get a few of these because these people are so stupid. So we have a new teacher this year because the other one had to leave for medical reasons. And so this one's like, she's amazing. I've had her for dance, and she minored in theater. But she's starting from, everyone, you have to earn your privileges to use like power tools or anything that, I don't say you can use during that time period. And today for technical theater, we started dealing with paper mache. So she's like, okay, you guys, you can use the scissors for the cardboard, you can use the balloons, you can use the cardboard, you can use the starch and flour, because that's what you need. And so I went up and like, hey, can I use the box cutter, because we're dealing with this giant box and I have to make a curve, and it's harder to do that with scissors than with the box cutter. She's like, okay, sure. I'm like, then I opened it up, I flicked out the blade, I'm like, can I turn this blade around, because, it's not, like the tip broke off, so it's like a flat edge and then a blade on the bottom, so there's no point. So I'm like, hey, can I, adjust this? I know how. I can see if we have any extra blades to replace it with, which we didn't. So she's like, sure, but you have to do it in front of me so I know that you know what you're doing. I'm like, okay. So I sat there, and like 3 minutes later it was fixed, Other side wasn't all that much better, but it was still better than what I was working with before. And then as soon as she went outside of the room and like out of the hallway onto the main stage, 2 girls took out a staple gun and they started stapling some cardboard. I'm like, hey, you guys, she said not to deal with anything that she didn't okay with before, so you should go ask her. And they're like, nope, not gonna do it. We're allowed to do this. And they just went and staple gunned some cardboard and covered it in duct tape. Which made no sense because we were supposed to use duct tape to hold the things together. So, it was cleanup time. I was finishing dealing with the first, like, the stencil of the shield that we wanted to use, because we took a giant box and cut it down, or kind of cut it down to size. And, everyone else left the room. I finished dealing with my shield because I wanted to finish that one piece before I left. And then, she was in there helping me because I needed to clean up some scraps. I'm like, hey, this is what was going on, I know you said that you weren't okay with people messing around with extra tools. I put it away, this is here, it's in this drawer. They should be using it because we've been having malfunctioning staple guns before and could have flown out and hit in their face. She's like, okay, I'll talk to them. So, right before class ended, she had this conversation with the class, and she's like, and I already know that that rule's been broken, and she looked over, and one of the girls that did that, was smirking at her. So, class ended, I went up to her desk, I'm like, yeah, so, she's like, who was it? This girl? The girl, she pointed at a picture of the girl that was smirking. I'm like, yeah, and then I pointed out the girl that was with her. I don't know their names at all. I'm like, it was also her. And she's like, you know, she's really nice about it, but you have to earn her trust to use, like, tools and stuff to make sure that you don't get hurt, because she's totally at fault there, you know? She would legally take all of the weight, you know? Like, our families could sue her if we get seriously hurt, like, if we drill press our hand, or use a circ saw and lose a finger or two. We could sue her in the school, but that's why she has all these safety rules out. I mean, it definitely annoys the people that have been there before and are used to tech being like, yeah, okay, I know where this, and this is. So yeah, I'm gonna go do it. Which is not the rules anymore, so they're getting their knickers in a twist. But, you know, the rules are there for a reason, and it's so we don't all get killed. Now I like living. I'm not sure about you guys, but I'm a pretty big fan of living. Need to figure out better ways to transition between topics besides just sigh and making awesome faces. Sorry. But yeah. So the 2 rants are over. I'm gonna make a 3rd rant tomorrow about something that just recently happened. Nothing bad, it's just kind of annoying, you know? So it's one of those things where it's like, I shouldn't be doing as much work as I really am, type of thing. But, you know, the people in your group won't do anything, and you'd rather pass than fail, so you have to do X, Y, Z, and PDQ. That sounded like a thing elementary schoolers say to make someone check their zipper. But yeah. So I will talk about that tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm so scattered right now. I'm usually so much better at making these things, and I don't do 2 rants per video. I just do one really long rant. Oh well. Oh hey, you guys want to hear a pretty cool thing? It's where your friends at school watch your videos and they're like, Claire, before you rant to me, is this going to be in your video tonight? If so, then I'll just listen to it then. Like, maybe? See, those of you at my school, you heard part of this rant. You did not hear the other part. So suck it up. I mean, I love you all, but yeah, you guys are probably going to hear a couple of repeat rants, because I tell it to you when it happens. And then I tell the internet, like, a day or 2 later. Man, is it just weird? My voice sounded all husky for a second. I don't know, my ears are wonky. But yeah, I hope you guys have had an amazing day. I love you all. Let's see. I like this idea of suggesting things for you guys to do in your everyday life. I'm gonna do that more often. Tomorrow, I want you to go to a staff member at school of sorts. If you're in college for the first time, then it can be your parents or, you know, staff members that you've known and they've had before. I want you to go to one of them that is, you know, changed your life in some way, and tell them that, and tell them how and why. Because they like hearing about how they've affected people. And I think they all need to hear it more often, because you have to admit, most people are like, school, why am I here? Why can I not be in bed? So yeah, I want you to go to a staff member at your school and tell them that, like, if they've changed your life, how and why. And I want you to tell them that you appreciate them. Okay? Is that okay with you guys? I like that idea. I'm gonna do it. Hope you know, everything I tell you guys to do, I do. I mean, I might not do it, like, exactly after I watch my videos, because I don't watch them, I just make them. But, you know, I still do it, because it makes me feel good to let people in my life know that I care about them, and know that they're appreciated. So yeah. Okay. I love you all. Don't forget to be awesome. Well, you can't if you're my viewers. If you're my viewers, you're made of awesome. Ha ha ha. Okay. I love you all. Have an amazing day / evening / afternoon / whatever time it is you're watching this. And I will see you tomorrow. Okay. Bye.